everybody. I'm Lori Hunt, and I'm your Vice Mayor, and this is Channel 56. We're glad you're tuning in. With me today, I have Councilmember April Hepperle. Yay! I'm so glad she's here with me. April, you and I were the two top vote getters last August.
Yeah, we were.
Remind me how we felt that night.
Oh, so relieved.
It was awesome.
That it was over.
It was so awesome.
Yes.
I was so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm glad you joined the council. You're asked great questions, and you have some important committees, but we'll get to that later. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I moved here. My parents and my older brother moved here in 1993 from Southern California, of course. My mom actually decided that she was done with earthquakes. And so that's when my dad actually still had 5 years left at the Glendora PD. So he commuted for the first 5 years that we lived here. He would come over on the weekends and then go back. And so he retired from Glendora PD and then actually worked for the town for a short time, and then the Yavapai Tribal Police as well. So anyways, that's them. And they're still here, still live in they right down the road from me in Mingus West. So, and then my brother lives down in the valley now. So 37, almost 38 years I'm almost 38 years old. So almost 28 years in Prescott Valley. And my husband and both kids were born at YRMC in Prescott, so they've been here their whole lives and just love it.
Well, we're glad you're residents, and we're glad you're on the council. So we talked a little bit about committees. Each council member has some committees, and you have a really, really important one in NACOG.
The NACOG, I love NACOG, Northern Arizona Council of Governments, and it includes Yavapai County, Coconino County, Apache, and Navajo. And it's hard to sum up what NACOG does because they do so much. They implement and run public programs like Head Start, early childhood education, and the Area Agency on Aging, as well as workforce investment, economic development, and transportation planning. So it's really just what can everyone do to come together and make all of these Northern Arizona counties better for everyone that lives in them. So I sit on the regional council for that, and I'm also working on getting on the executive committee for Head Start. Right now there is an opening. So
awesome. Now, where is Head Start located?
They have Head Starts in different towns, different areas. We have one here in Prescott Valley. I don't know the address off the top of my head, but we can definitely get that for you.
We'll get that. So that's great. You as soon as you got on council, you hit the ground running, and there was some kind of a retreat or something for NACOG.
Yes, so NACOG meets quarterly, and they usually, in normal situation, normal times, they meet up at the NAU campus a couple times a year, but then they also do on the road meetings that they call it, where we go and get to experience some of these different cities and towns of Northern Arizona that you wouldn't otherwise. And so I went with Miss Laura Lee to the last one of last year, and it was at Tucson up by the Grand Canyon, which I didn't even know how to pronounce, let alone had I ever been there. And it's an amazing town. It's very interesting to me because it can't grow. It only exists because the Grand Canyon is there. They don't have water. They really don't have water for people to just be able to go and live there. If you don't work basically in tourism or for the Grand Canyon in some way, then you don't get to live there. So it's really eye-opening to see the different struggles, the different situations that towns throughout Arizona have. It's a lot different than Prescott Valley, but.
That's great. So a little bit more about NACOG. I'm my husband and I are Dad's caregiver, and he lives with us. And somebody told me I could call there in case NACOG could come out and do a survey of like grab bars. Was our home safe enough for him? And I didn't realize all that.
Yes, yeah, and I think that's all handled under the AAA. They call it the agency for area aging. Yeah, they reach out to. They also do like Meals on Wheels, home delivery, and a lot of senior care.
So I've been a part of a lot of different COGs through my career, and never have I seen one work with seniors like our NACOG does here. So we'll put the phone number up on the screen, and you'll be able to call in case you need help around the house. They're a good resource. So, April, what do you like to do in your free time?
Free time, what is that?
You're a mom, right?
I am a mom. Yeah. My kids are teenagers. One dances and one plays baseball, so that is very busy, and I love it. Super involved with that, and we, the three of us, we're into a lot of the same TV and movies and things like that. But for my own personal downtime, I would say number one, going to the gym, working out, and reading. I'm a big reader. So
that's great. So one of my favorite things about April is on her Facebook is Halloween. You guys go all out for Halloween.
Yeah, we do. A lot of Star Wars, a lot of Lord of the Rings. We like to do, the four of us like to theme our costumes. And sometimes we go pretty obscure. So even though when I say Star Wars, we'll go Star Wars, the Clone Wars. So one year I was a Saz Ventress, which I don't know if anyone's even going to know who that is watching, but when you do get recognized as some of those more obscure characters, it's like community, it's like family, like, oh my goodness, is that General Grievous? Yes, it is. It's General Grievous.
It's cool when somebody recognizes you and you're trying to be in stealth mode, maybe. But you and your daughter did like superheroes once recently, right?
Yeah, so this past Halloween, we kind of broke up. My husband and my son did Dinosaur Hunter. And then my daughter and I did, and this is really funny because tomorrow night, The Flash is actually coming back. The new season starts tomorrow.
Awesome.
So
okay.
a little plug for that, I guess. And one of the main characters is, you're putting me on the spot, so now I'm going to blank.
Sorry.
Doctor. Oh my gosh.
Is he a bad guy?
No, she's one of the main characters.
Okay.
But anyway, she has so I was her alter ego. My daughter was dressed up as her as the doctor, and then I was dressed up as their alter. So we were basically the same character, but just two different sides of the same coin.
That's awesome.
So it's pretty fun.
That's awesome. That's a great thing to do with your kids and your family. Most people play board games. You guys dress up like superheroes.
We play
That's
board
okay.
games too. And it's intense, trust me.
So along those same lines, what's your favorite restaurant in town?
I'm going to have to go old school and say Plaza Bonita on Spouse and Robert. That's probably the one that we frequent the most.
I haven't tried that one, so I'm going to have to try it. What kind of food is it?
It's Mexican.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll try that.
The fajitas for sure.
And your most fun thing to do in town?
My most fun thing, well, go to the gym. Didn't I already say that?
Yeah. Good. You can give a shout out to your gym.
Anytime Fitness over on 2nd Street.
Okay, and they're open for business.
Yep, 24/7.
And we all want to shop local, so look them up. Tell me your favorite event that the town sponsors, and you can have more than one if you want.
I pretty easily, hands down, would be 4th of July.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one that I can remember going to for the longest, as far back. I mean, even before the soccer field was in, it was just when it's still real grass. We just going and it's just, and even this past 4th of July when it was really just fireworks, there was no bouncy houses, and it didn't matter. Everyone still showed up, set up their chairs, played football. Like it was still 4th of July in Prescott Valley. It was still really fun.
And one of our hashtags here is where neighbors become friends. And it just so feels like that. No matter how much population we get in compliance with the general plan that everybody voted on and approved, it still feels like it's home. And neighbors do become friends. And I can say that I'm more friends with these neighbors than I've ever been in my whole life. So that's great. So yeah, 4th of July is one of the most amazing events we put on. Our Community Services Department puts that on, and we're looking forward to a really good one.
I know. I was just going to say it's got a new name and everything this year.
What was it?
It's
Red, White,
and Boom.
Boom. Yeah. So look for that. So April, on the council, why did you want to be on council?
I really just saw it as the next step in what can I do to be more a part of the community, to be more involved, to make a difference. I like the vision that Prescott Valley has and has had for really as long as I have lived here, and I want to be a part of making sure that vision continues.
Great. We didn't talk about your water committee because that's another really important one. You want to talk a little bit about
the Upper Verde River Watershed Protection Coalition.
Okay.
It's a mouthful. And that is a regional committee created to research and implement the best practices for importing water from the Big Chino in a way that does not adversely affect the Verde River, because nobody wants that.
Right.
It's not just Verde that wants to protect it. Everybody wants to protect our rivers, and so it's just what can we do on our side of the river to make sure that it's not affected, and that we're best practices. What are some? Let's think outside the box. What can we do to get the water that we need, but not harm anyone else in the meantime.
Right. And all an effort to go towards safe yield.
Exactly.
So that's awesome. Thank you for being on that committee because it's so important. You got to take over for Laura Lee in two really important committees.
Yeah,
and
big shoes to fill.
I appreciate
but,
that.
Yeah.
So, in closing, is there anything you want to impress on our residents?
I would just say I feel the biggest obstacle that we face is that not everybody is on the same page. And the pages are out there. There's so much good information on the town website, including the general plan, which I know I already said I'm a reader, so it's like, oh, April, you're such a nerd. But I am serious. The general plan, especially the first 5 chapters, is really worth reading. It reminds me of when, they say if you want to make your goals a reality, write them down. And that's exactly how the general plan reads. Mm-hmm. It's just, the creators and movers and shakers of the town because this is not the first general plan that we've had, and I have got a chance to look through some of the older ones, and every year it's like they are willing to dream a little bit bigger with each one, and it's all in there. What we're all working towards. It's not a secret. It's all in there. So look through it, browse the website, and if you have any questions, just reach out to us because we would love to answer them.
So our general plan is kind of the umbrella document for land use. And I wasn't used to this, but I think it's an awesome thing that state law requires that the general plan is voted on by residents. And so we implement that general plan. When I say we, I mean developers, our staff, our planning and zoning commission, and then the council when it comes to us for ultimate approval. And so that's kind of the map of development. And then underneath that is zoning. And so zoning has to be brought into compliance with the general plan that the residents voted on. And so I just think, I'm a nerd though. I mean, I'm a planner by training. I love planning. And so I'm with you. I loved what you said about the goals, and that's really awesome. So, April, we didn't talk about what you do for a living.
I am a realtor.
Great.
And I work from home. I work for a broker, of course, who has a USA Real Estate on Robert Road. But most of my work is from home, just because my kids are at home. My son, I homeschool my son, and then my daughter is just home right now. She's going to high school, but at home. And so the real estate has always worked out really well, just for being able to make it fit to whatever schedule I happen to be working at the time. So, yeah.
April's amazing. I want to thank her again for being here with me. I'm so glad she's on the council with us. She's got great ideas. She's very smart. Now I know why she read the general plan. She's a reading nerd, which is great. I support that. So anyway, we're here with Council Chat. I have Councilwoman April Hepperle with me, and I'm Vice Mayor Lori Hunt. And you are watching Channel 56, and we're so glad. If you have any ideas for Council Chat, give me a call. email me at lhunt@pvaz.net, and we would love to entertain ideas. Thank you, April.